I really think the only topic that's happening right now is data and creativity. Does one help the other? Are they struggling against one another? Everything else that happens, I argue, is a subset of those that big struggle. And I think the reality is they have to work in a yin and yang kind of approach. Otherwise, it's not going to work. We see incredible insights, specific creative messaging insights that come out of data. Just like we see the ability for data to optimize and find the right specific message for each individual. And so I think in many cases, our business writes a lot of obituaries and it writes a lot of birth notices. But in this case, it's not someone's dying, someone's being born. It's how do we merge these incredibly powerful forces to make something that works better for having it been involved. When thinking about the evolution, the first piece we have to figure out more precisely is what is the right amount of messaging we need and in what formats, right? So still versus motion versus audio. And then with that, where's the right way to plug in all those different impressions or opportunities to see people across the media landscape? And I think, frankly, we've got a lot of, probably maybe even too many opportunities to find impressions and not so many connected examples of content that's going to resonate in those spaces. So I think a lot of that it's less about a power struggle about data versus creativity and more how do we connect them in a way that's accretive rather than dilutive of both of them. Ad blocking is an interesting one, I mean, especially because we always say that everything we do is following consumers. And so ad blocking is another example where consumers are taking control of what they're seeing and how they're experiencing it. I think the reality for us is that we have to build a product and an experience that's good enough so consumers don't want to turn it off. And I think we're a long way from that right now. But we've always said that the right way to do marketing and advertising is in a way that the consumers don't think of it as marketing and advertising. The ad blocking is just their way of saying, enough, I've had enough of it. I would say that branded content is another opportunity to address that, whereas you see not just what's been dubbed native, meaning things that look somewhat like an ad, but actually somewhat like creative, but are actually an ad. True experiences merging, a media owner, a brand, and an agency to come up with content that is by itself original. We think it's another opportunity to be where consumers are passionately talking about something or experiencing something that they love, whether it's sports, whether it's theater, film, music, whatever it happens to be. These live moments in their lives are just another step closer to them. And I think it's one of those Pandora's boxes for us where we can open that and we can go in as a brand and try to have a message. And I think if successful, we can have exponentially greater response and return. However, the risk probably also goes up of it being not quite a fit and then having consumers sort of scratching their heads as to why is this brand trying to be part of my life? Just like when mobile first emerged, we said, oh my gosh, right, this is an amazing opportunity to be near people. And then, there ended up being some good experiences and some not so good experiences. I think every new platform that comes up, we have that opportunity.
As consumers look to the social graph first and to this sort of shared world to consume media, what are the opportunities for brands?
Right. Well, I think, again, it goes back to consumers have taken yet another notch, inched another notch back on their level of control. We see things like on the Facebook platform with instant articles, those things hosted within an actual platform. All of the big digital platforms, Google, Twitter, Facebook, are moving in this direction. I think, again, it comes to us to say, we know that consumers still very much want that high quality content. And they don't see that coming necessarily from the platforms. They see that coming from media owners and publishers that they've worked with and known forever. It's just the matter of, it's a new way of doing things. It's not hosted on a site that they themselves own. But the brands, and by that I mean the media brands and our clients' brands, have this wonderful opportunity then to increase the scale. Because in many cases, the scale of on the owned and operated properties from those media owners are much less than what you would get on a big digital platform. So I think it goes again to finding that right intersection of brand, media owner, and agency.